Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video by yours truly, Santino. Yes, baby. Alright, so the month of October? Oh my god. The month of November is now over and we are now in December, meaning it is time for Christmas horror movies. Today's video, I am going to just be going over of all the movies and 2 shows that I actually watched throughout the whole month of why do I keep saying October? Throughout the whole month of November. So definitely stay tuned if you want to know some of the movies I watched. There's definitely new ones and there's rewatches, and I hope you guys like some of the movies that I watched, because it's actually like some of them are pretty good. Some of them are like new watches to me, and they're like kind of like old movies, which is really sad that they're like my first watch. Like really sad. But hey, there's a first time for everything. So that's what this is for. That's exactly. Sorry if I look busted. I literally just woke up. Finals week. All right, so getting started with the first movie that I watched, it was going to be Starry Eyes. Starry Eyes is one of the most craziest movies I want to watch. I thank God that it was one of the first movies I watched in November too. I actually rated this movie an 8 out of 10. I do think that the story itself is really good about the actress wanting to kind of pursue, you know, all of her dreams and all of that, and she's gonna do whatever and to get there, and it's just a little demonic. I actually really enjoyed it. The acting is a little bit weird. Like I was kind of like thrown off by it. That's why it kind of got a little 8. That's why I knocked it off 2 points. But if you can get past the acting, like the story and the ending, like good. I was probably sitting here for like a good 5 minutes, like debating whether I should like get up or not. Like I was just kind of like, But no, yes, so Starry Eyes is going to get an 8 out of 10 for me. Another first watch that I do have is going to be The Deep House. I personally did not like this movie. I thought it was so boring. It was kind of just like another haunted house story, but like underwater. So it wasn't really anything new. It didn't really give me anything that I wanted. I kind of do remember the ending a little bit, but it didn't give me anything new. I really wouldn't recommend this to anyone. I mean, if you like that underwater, you know, vibe, definitely you should check it out. And definitely everyone has their own taste. So I'm not telling you, you know, don't go watch this movie. I'm just telling you I probably wouldn't recommend it to you. But I actually rated this movie a 5 out of 10 just because it really just gave nothing to me, like nothing, which was really sad because I really wanted this movie to be pretty good. So a rewatch that I do have is actually going to be When a Stranger Calls, the remake. It's actually on Netflix. I rated this one a 6 out of 10. I actually really like this one. If you can get past that acting, because she is a pretty bad actor, I'll be honest. If you get past that, it's not a terrible movie. The house, I really like the house. Like I like the location. I really like that. I think that drew me into the whole entire movie more. But yeah, if you can get past that acting with this one, it's definitely good. I actually did not watch the original When a Stranger Calls, so I think maybe today, maybe this week, maybe sometime. But I definitely need to watch the original When a Stranger Calls. Another new movie I had watched was Hellraiser. Yes, Hellraiser. I had never seen Hellraiser before. Why? I don't know. Hellraiser actually was not terrible. It was not a bad movie. I was expecting to see him obviously a little bit more, which I don't know why. So I only saw him for like a little bit in that movie, which was good. And whenever I saw those like things, oh my god, I was literally like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, what is this? Like, this is gross. I thought it was a really good movie. I gave this movie a 7 out of 10. I really liked it. I tried to start getting into the rest, but it did not happen. I think I got like 30 minutes into like the second one, and then I like turned it off because I was just getting so bored. But the first one, I thought it was really good. I liked it. Good. 7 out of 10 for me. So another rewatch that I had actually watched was Sorority Row. Sorority Row is definitely a knockoff of a bunch of different other fucking movies. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, this movie really did not give you anything new. The kills were good. But in a movie, if you're just waiting for the kills to happen, it's not a good movie. Like that, like you're waiting for the characters to die. Yeah, no, that's not good. But this movie had some pretty good kills. I gave this movie actually a 5 out of 10. Again, it didn't give me anything new. Like it was just like so bland and just so like a repeated story. Like they literally just took someone's story and just made it their own and tried to make it their homework. Did not work out for me. 5 out of 10. Move on. So a rewatch I actually watched was Host, and it's actually on Shudder. I rated this one a 8 out of 10. I really like Host. Host, actually, I like way more than Unfriended. I thought Unfriended was so stupid and so corny, but Host took it to a whole other level, I think, especially with the COVID, you know, how they had to wear masks and stuff. I feel like that kind of like drew us into the characters and into like those scenes a little bit more. And I do like that this movie is literally under an hour. This movie is like 56 fucking minutes. So I do like that it moves fast, it gets to its point, and it does what it needs to do, and it scares you. I mean, I got a little scared. I'm not gonna say like you're gonna get like frightened, you know what I mean? But I was definitely left like a little like, whoa. Like that was cool. Like I like that. I enjoyed that, and I would watch it again. This was my second time watching Host, so 8 out of 10 for me. Moving on to the next one. Oh my god, this is literally a new movie that I watched, and a lot of people are gonna be so surprised, but Alien. I've never seen Alien in my whole entire life, obviously until now. I thought it was a really good movie. I actually rated this one a 7 out of 10. I heard that Aliens is more better, so I'm definitely gonna have to look at Aliens. But Alien, oh my god, it was so good. Like the bot, like, oh my god, whenever he like the little like monster thing ran across the table, I was literally like dying. Like I was laughing. Like I couldn't hold in my laughs. Like I was dying. That is why this movie kind of got a little bit lower. But it's like, you know, the story and everything, the acting, like Sigourney Weaver, like she does an amazing job being the final girl. So I really like Alien. I want to watch Aliens. I know that there's Alien Covenant, Alien versus Predator. So I definitely want to watch all of those ones to kind of, you know, review for you guys. I feel like that'd be cool, especially since the first one was all right, but I've heard so much more about the sequels. So I'll definitely kind of watch that later on in the future. But moving on to our next one. So a new movie I watched was actually Extracurricular. I gave this one a 7.5 out of 10, and it's on Prime Video for free. This one was about like teenagers. They're all in the school, and there's a group of 4 of them, 2 girls and 2 boys, and they literally just go out and kill people. Like they literally just go and kill people for fun. There is a huge twist. That is why I rated this one so high. Huge twist. Like it is, I was literally like, this took a whole like U-turn, like a whole turn. I mean, I'll be totally honest, I think I was doing a little bit of assignments during this movie, so I was kind of like, you know, looking up and looking like back and forth, so maybe I didn't catch on to as many clues as I could have to find out who was, you know, a little bit of a kind of my fault. But even if I watched that whole entire movie, I don't know if I would have guessed right or guessed correctly. So either way, this movie was actually pretty good, and I would definitely recommend this to you guys because it was weird. It was totally weird. So 2 rewatches I have, and I actually just wanted to throw them in at the same time because they, you know, they're kind of a little bit similar, I guess, if you want to say. Us and Get Out. Both of them I rated a 10 out of 10. I don't really think I need to go any further into depth with Us and Get Out. I think it's pretty self-explanatory why these deserve a 10 out of 10, especially Us. Us is, wow. Like I remember sitting there for so long having to really like figure out what had happened at the end. It's such a, both of them are so psychological that you literally will just sit there for a while like wondering and debating about your life. Yeah, anyways, but no, yeah, I thought that this movie was really good. Both of them really amazing, really unique in their own ways, and I do like that they use African American actors and actresses. I do think that is such a better thing because you don't really see that in a lot of other movies. So for Jordan Peele to do that, I think it's literally so iconic. Like it's it's a change in the world that we need. So I'm super glad that he went this route with both of the movies, and I truly hope he goes these routes with the rest of his movies that he produces and he writes and directs. So another rewatch that I do have is Jeepers Creepers 2. Jeepers Creepers 2 has always been my favorite ever since I was like a little kid. I remember, like, I think I want to say like my freshman year I had watched it, and I remember I was in cheer, and so we would travel on the bus. And every time we traveled on the bus late at night, I was literally like, Jeepers Creepers is gonna come and kill us in this fucking bus. We are all gonna die in this bus. Like, I'm running, I'm out of here. Like, literally every time I got on a bus with my team, I immediately thought of Jeepers Creepers 2. So for that is why I rated this one a 7 out of 10, and that is why I wanted to rewatch this one again for November, because, whoo, yeah, that one scared me as a kid. I'll be honest, I haven't watched Jeepers, like the first one, in so long. So maybe, and that'll be a rewatch for December, but I haven't watched it in so long, so definitely have to go to that one. But moving on to our next movie. So a new movie that I actually watched was Train to Busan. Super good movie. It exceeded my expectations. I think I was expecting probably like a little bit less. I don't know why, but it was such a good movie. This is a movie that you do have to read from subtitles and stuff, so if you don't like that, please skip on to the next one. I personally don't care about that. I don't think that necessarily makes a movie bad or not. But a lot of people have their own different opinions with it. But I personally, again, I don't have a problem with it. So if you don't have a problem with it, I think that you can totally watch this movie and be pretty fulfilled with it. It gave me a lot of like gore, a lot of blood, zombies, it kind of just gave you everything. And it follows a dad and a little girl, and they're going to Busan because that's where the little girl's mom lives. And she wants to go see her mom or whatever, and on the train, fucking shit just starts getting wild. Someone gets bit or someone gets infected, and then it just spreads. It spreads on throughout the whole entire thing. But how it plays out is what makes this movie good, and that's why I gave this movie a 10 out of 10. So a rewatch that I have that, oh my god, I haven't had to watch this movie in so long. So watching this movie, I was literally like in my kid, like, Coraline. Coraline like deserves like a 20 out of 10. I remember being so scared of this movie. I had dreams of the mom about this movie. Like, I could watch Friday the 13th, I could watch Halloween, I could watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not get scared. I watched Coraline, I shit myself. I literally shit myself. Like, I could not go to sleep. My mom was always fucking with me, being like, I'm gonna sew buttons into your eyes. And I was like, girl, you can't do that. Like, you traumatized me showing this movie to me as a kid. And I had this movie in 3D. So I was seeing this bitch's nails up in my motherfucking eyes. Like, so I was like, like, this movie scared me so much as a kid. And I think I'm pretty positive I'm not the only one. Hopefully I'm not the only one. But Coraline, 10 out of 10, like, deserves everything. I literally wish that there was another movie like Coraline. Is there gonna be a Coraline 2? Coralines? Antlers. Yeah, so this movie deserves a 4 out of 10. I don't even want to stay long talking about it because it is a really bad movie. I did not like it whatsoever. No, really though, it just didn't give me what I wanted. I literally thought it was gonna be so gory and so intense and so brutal. Not whatsoever. The character development sucks. I love Kerry Russell as an actress. I loved her in Dark Skies. So I was really so happy to see her in this movie. Her character sucked so much. I'm sorry, but it was terrible. I did not like this. The only person that carried this movie was a little boy. And that is the reason why I got a 4 out of 10. Because he was the only one that carried this movie. He was the only reason why I stayed to watch this movie. Because I was literally debating about leaving during the theaters. Because I was just like, what? Like what? Like I don't know. I genuinely didn't like it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll have to give it a rewatch sometime in the future to kind of really watch it again, but I didn't like it. Sorry. So another rewatch I have is The Shining. Everyone loves The Shining. I actually didn't rate this one. I'm going to rate this one like an 8 out of 10 because I do think it's really long. It kind of drags out a little too long, I will be honest. And also I think if you kind of like hear, I think all of us have heard about the stories about, you know, behind the scenes and behind the camera and all that, and Shelley Duvall. So that's also a really like sad thing. But it's not the only movie to have a dark, you know, story to it. So it's okay. But that is probably the reason why I'm not rating this one a 10 out of 10, is because of all of that have happened, and because it just drags out a little too long for me, but it gives me what I want, and it scares me. So first watch that I had was Last Night in Soho. Obviously you guys, I have a video out, so just go ahead and go watch that video on my review on Last Night in Soho. I'm rating that one like a 7 out of 10, 7.5. Really good, really enjoyed it, so definitely go ahead and check that video out. I'll leave in my description down below. So another first watch that I have on Prime Video is actually going to be Black Friday. Black Friday, I think I had talked about it in my upcoming movies of 2021, 2022, and actually it was not like a terrible movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was shitty and it's stupid, it's so dumb, but it's like so self-aware of it, I guess, if you want to say. So it's not like crazy like dumb. Well, no, it's pretty crazy dumb, but like it's so gory and just so funny and so stupid that like it makes you just want to keep watching it. Like you're just kind of like, ah. I mean, towards the end I was kind of like, okay, like is this gonna end? So it wasn't like terrible. I would definitely recommend this movie to you guys for sure, because it's just funny and it's just stupid. So if you can totally watch funny stupid movies like that, Black Friday is totally one. Again, it just has to do with a lot of retail workers working on like the night before Black Friday and all of that, you know, all of that happening, and someone gets infected, one of the customers, and then everything just starts to go downhill. So another rewatch that I have is actually Obsessed, and Obsessed is not a horror movie necessarily, but it is like a drama with Beyonce and Ali Larter. I absolutely love this movie. This movie, I remember watching it as a kid and always like Beyonce. I literally enjoyed this one so much. Like it was so good. 10 out of 10 for me. It will always live up to its hype. I literally know a few people who haven't watched this movie, so if you have not watched Obsessed with Beyonce, please after this video go and watch Obsessed Obsessed with Beyonce. It's a good one. It's a really good movie. Like enjoy it. Like if I'm not watching horror, I'm watching movies like those. Another new movie that I had actually watched, and it's not a horror movie, it is a Disney movie, but I hadn't watched it yet. Cruella. I never had watched Cruella with Emma Stone, so I was really glad to watch that. I liked her character. I thought she did a phenomenal job, but I think people hyped her character like that up a little too much for me because I was expecting so much more. Don't get me wrong, it was amazing and it was awesome. Like she did such a good job, but I was expecting a little bit more in my little brain of mine. But a 7 out of 10 for this movie. It is on Disney Plus, so if you have not watched Cruella, definitely would recommend this to you guys, especially to like the little kids, you know what I mean? But I hadn't watched this movie, so I really wanted to watch it. So 7 out of 10 for me. It was a really good story for Cruella. All right, so we are actually getting to my last and final page of movies that I watched in November, so we're almost there. Another first watch for me was actually Black Swan. Yes, Black Swan with Natalie, what is her name? Natalie Portman? Something like that. And Mila Kunis. Oh my God. This movie is actually like, wow. It was like, I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed the cinematic, like how they shot everything. I really enjoyed that. Actually, like finding out the whole entire like backstory of it is really sad, and it really like it left me like, you know, in my head talking about it for a few days. I was just kind of like, wow, like Black Swan, you know, Black Swan lives up to its hype. It came out in 2010, which is crazy. It came out literally 11 years ago. But I think it is such a good movie. It was so weird to find out Mila Kunis was in it. I didn't know what the fuck the point of, I don't know. But she did a really good job. I thought that she brought a lot of flair and a lot of like comedy, I guess, if you want to say, which was good, which is what that movie needed, just a tiny little bit, and I think Mila Kunis brought that perfectly. Another rewatch that I have is actually going to be Lights Out, and this one is also going to be on Hulu with Black Swan. Lights Out, I'm probably gonna rate like a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed the short. Whenever it was just a short film, I watched that on YouTube a while ago before the whole entire Lights Out had came out. And I remember I was so scared. Like, I was really scared. So whenever I heard that there was going to be an actual movie, I was so happy and I was so ready to watch it. And I remember watching it the first time, I liked it a lot. But rewatching it, it wasn't that great. It was a little like spooky and a little weird, but it wasn't anything super good. So a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 is probably going to be the best for this one. So a first watch that I have, yes, a first watch, Hush. I hadn't seen Hush. Why? I cried. I don't even want to get into it. 10 out of 10. This movie is something else. Like, even though she's not talking, the way I was still so pulled into her character, she did such a phenomenal job. Like, she brought that character to a whole other level. I don't know. Like, even though she wasn't talking, there was something about her that I wanted to just keep watching her. And I think that that was such a good thing, because you needed that with this movie. If there was going to be literally no talking, you need an actor that's going to be engaging, an actress, sorry, to be really engaging. And that's what she did. She was super engaging. So I applaud to her. 10 out of 10 for this movie. Again, I cried. Like, I cried. It was pretty sad for me. Another first watch that I watched was actually the first Hostel. I had seen the other two Hostels, but not the first one, which is kind of crazy. So I went back to watch that one. Pretty good. Really liked it. Again, it probably dragged out a little too long for my taste, but wasn't anything crazy. The three guys, I thought that they did a pretty good job, and usually I like more of a female cast, but with these three guys, I was still like drawn in and I was still engaged with them, so that wasn't that bad. I am giving this movie like a 7. No, I am giving this movie like an 8 out of 10. I think it deserves it, because there were some times whenever I would be like, oh, like, whoa. So if you like gore and if you like bloody and if you like all that shit, Hostel is definitely the perfect like fucking franchise for you, because that is so disgusting. So getting into two shows that I actually watched, I finished them all. Starting with the first one, Whodunit. Whodunit, it's actually a rewatch for me, but I had watched it super long time ago. But rewatching it, I really love Whodunit. I think it's such a clever reality show. I'm so sad that there's not a season 2. There's literally only a season 1. But if you haven't seen Whodunit, it's literally just like a freaking reality Clue, like a Clue board game, but in reality. Like, it is. I applaud to whoever made that show, because it is probably one of my favorite shows like ever. Obviously there's a killer amongst them, so you have to find out who the killer is. So you're there guessing. People die, people live. You have to play games. Like, it's intense. Alliances create, alliances start. So if you like all of that and like mixed in together, you're gonna like Whodunit. Definitely check it out on YouTube. On YouTube is actually for free, so definitely check that one out. Moving on to my last show that I had watched was Survivor: David vs. Goliath, which is actually on Netflix right now. Whoa, this season of Survivor made me watch literally like almost all of the other seasons of Survivor. I love Survivor. I think playing the games, doing the tribal council, the idols, the alliances, just everything mixed in together makes this show so crazy. Like, there is some crazy stuff that happens during all of them seasons, but this one in particular, I really liked because it was like nerds versus like strong people versus like studs and stuff. So I really enjoyed that. I don't want to give too much away with this one because it takes so much turns and so much like different ways that you're not even gonna know who like leaves next. You're not even gonna know who has to take the light out, and the tribe has spoken. Anyways, yes, so that is actually all I watched in November. That's kind of a lot of movies. I do nothing with my life. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, those are all the movies that I watched and all the 2 shows that I had watched in November. There's definitely gonna be another one like this after the month of December, and then another one like this after the month of January. So definitely stay tuned for all of those. I wish that this came out like December 2nd, but that's okay. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to follow me on all of my socials. I'll go ahead and put them right here or right here. No, yes, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. And again,